even a carry, even a Bruno, for example, or a fighter like a Lapu-Lapu. They will not have any kind of late game compared to E7 if they continue with this. But their early game is so strong that we might not reach the late game.
Oof. Yeah, this is a little bit worrisome for E7. They went with the Boxer first pick, but then they go with the Fanny. So, in a way, it's not too often that you see the Boxer roam right now currently in the meta. I mean, he still does pop up here and there, but not as much. And maybe that was a swerve they were going for. But this is also a composition that if your Fanny gets shut down by this composition that we see here, especially Zorn on the Padang, the problem is you lose such a big component of your damage profile in the early game, you know, and you're going to be forced to just sit in the side lanes and push out those waves if you can here. So quite an interesting draft, to say the least, from E7 for a potentially their last game here, as if they get swept, once again, they are going to be out of the games of the future for Mlbb here. This is their chance to get to a game 3, and we'll see if this composition gets them there.
It's going to be up to how they rotate with the Fanny. When it comes to the composition of Team Vamos, don't be surprised. I think this might be a trend. Maybe teams don't like traditional marksmen. Marksmen? Or marksman heroes. All right.
Why can't they be markswomen?
Yeah, carries. Yeah, carry Beatrix, they're markswomen, right? Should be. But yeah, marksman heroes in the gold lane to avoid any kind of confusion at all. But yeah, I think that Team Vamos are showing us how it's done. It's not the first time that we are seeing this kind of composition. In fact, Team Falcons did it yesterday. Or earlier today, if you are from Southeast Asia. That's what we saw from them, and it was semi-successful. For Team Vamos, now they are indeed successful with it. The fact that they are doing it for back-to-back games shows us that, yeah, this could work. And the way that I'm talking about it a lot is mainly because, oh my goodness, Isaac.
Ooh.
Okay.
Isaac getting the first blood. That's great. And
the purple.
And the purple. That's huge for E7. That's exactly what they need to happen here, man, with this kind of lineup. You know, get the advantage for Aizen on this Fanny. And potentially, if you have to get the late game, at least you've got a Sicilian, you know, to scale into.
That's right.
Once again, though, this is a good start for them.
Anyway, going back to what I'm saying, Nicewood, why I'm making a big deal out of it, the fact that they don't have a traditional marksman, is that because they're utilizing a quote-unquote utility jungler. This is not an assassin jungler. Guinevere is more of a fighter, right? So it's like almost in a way, same category as a Yi and Shin, for example. Then there are tank junglers / utility junglers like the Fredrin, like the Akai, like the Baksha, the Barats. Typically, with those kinds of heroes, you pick up a traditional marksman so that you have late game scaling. But Team Vamos, for back-to-back games, they're showing us that, yeah, you don't need a traditional marksman, maybe, in the metagame we have right now.
Right now, Team Vamos is going to fight face-to-face with this turtle. It's going to go for a reset. Revitalized pump by Rise Crim, but look at Natko joining the fight too on the CC. Will bring him down with the yo-yo blitz. Klakun gets the kill. And now Natko will continue to put pressure on Nanos, forcing him to the turret. Drago armor's going to be popped on Alpha. He has to flicker defensively too, just to get to the turret to stay alive. And Team Vamos, they fought for this turtle, and they will get it as Arrow 404 claims the turtle and is making his way for his own purple buff to take. He's still got the retribution, so they're gonna have to fight for it. Flying Clouds bringing him back. Rise Crim forced the fight. This is a fight in the jungle. Do they want this? Violent Requiem already going to use as Aizen falls, and Rise Crim's going to be next. They find 3 kills all on this side of the map, potentially a 4th, and Arrow 404 is still alive.
Oh man, the only consolation prize that Speedy able to get a whole turret down the bottom lane, including the outer turret energy shields. E7, unfortunately, they were already winning, and I think that if they had given up that turret after losing Rise Cream, it would have been better for them because they could have pushed or maybe went for somewhere else. But because of that, Aizen had a serious case of the dying clouds once again, as he was taken out by Arrow 404.
All right, now too, they already know the flicker was used. Nano's trying to get away. He does survive after using the Bat's Feast, but This is the pressure. This is the shift that we see Team Vamos do. Once they get any type of lead, they don't let up. Potentially Zorn looking for a play. He's going to have Flicker in a couple seconds here, so see what he decides to do. Up here on top, they're going to go for Siska. Siska, Flicker's out. Should be fine against this attempt from E7.
Gonna be okay for now. All of a sudden, Team Vamos have built 1,000 gold lead over their opposition. Still plenty of gold for the Nathan, though. That's a 3,000 gold that he was able to collect in the early stages. And this is really what E7 is banking on, is Nathan to go late. Fortunately, Rice Screamer will be taken out once again. That's the roamer for E7. Surely E7 are not happy with that, but not too sad about it either. It's going to be up to how they can protect this Nathan up top.
Oh, so close. Speedy. Oh, Zorn sees it, the kill in sight, but those... Oh, he actually still gets it with a fist wind, despite being thrown around with the claws, and they repaid Nanos for thinking they could take out Zorn. Another falling up here on the top side for E7. Aizen looking to clean up a kill potentially if he can, but no one is low enough for Aizen to take the turtle for the taking here. Team Vamos, after a victory up top, will now go ahead and take another objective, furthering the gold lead. They've built themselves under the 6-minute mark. Alpha's gonna get spotted out. Oh, he walks into the bush, even with the Frogger armor. He might get chased down. He's pretty slow. Yo-Yo Blitz already gonna be used with the current call. Aizen trying to pick up a kill himself. He does get payback against the jungler of Team Vamos as Error 404 does fall.
That's a good kill coming up from E7 because Aizen got it and it was onto Error 404. And the Sanguine Claws coming up from Nanos was just way too good. There's still plenty of gold lead that they need to put down now, as E7 is trailing behind by 2,000 gold, but that's a step in the right direction. I still have to say that the way for them to win this is to protect Speedy at all costs.
Yeah, let Speedy scale up, and Nanos to an extent, right?
No.
Oh no, Zorn, you can't protect Speedy like this! Oh, Speedy!
Man.
Even has the Purify, but still, I don't think it would have helped him there. Unfortunately, Nanos just had to watch him die.
Yeah, far too forward. You can see it happening from a mile away. And even Aizen was taken out for I don't know actually, whatever happened in that exchange. I think he might have taken out Natko, but traded for his life. So that will mean that Team Vamos will be comfortable in this lead once again. They're not controlling this jungle of E7.
Siska jumping in just so Zorn can get away from this fight. You know, that's just how much of a distraction they can be. Team Vamos here utilizing Zorn continuously to just cause some havoc. They're not even massively ahead. Like, that's the thing. But it just seems like these team fights aren't going in favor of E7 at all. And most of them aren't even team fights. It's just Team Vamos actually getting a better rotation, a better position on one of the side lanes especially, or in their side of the jungle, and getting a kill and disengaging, you know? So it's you can take a look here how things are panning out. Aizen isn't behind. You know, he's actually slightly ahead of Arrow 404, but he's just having a hard time getting into these positions for the objectives, right? He might be able to pick up a good kill, and maybe that's what they can lean on here as they give up this last turtle of the game over to Team Vamos to take pretty much freely.
Yeah, super free. Speaking of, we're looking just at the items right now. The fact that there is already a Thunderbelt for Zorn, and I think he's building up for an Oracle. That will be a big problem for E7 eventually, because his Badang will continuously cycle through his spells and combos that he's able to just push back, knock back everyone from E7, and eventually control this Fanny. This Fanny will be facing a lot of problems later on. And the fact that there's a lot of stuns to couple that up with, if you're Team Vamos, you have the Guinevere, you have the Lapu-Lapu as well, so whoever Zorn catches, there will always be a follow-up.
Ryan Scrim pretty tanky here, but it's 3, make it 4 members of Team Vamos going for him. Even with the Revitalize, he's going to be gone. Aizen in trouble too, quite low, has to cable on out. A last Insanity going to be used just to keep Team Vamos from going forward, but a Spatial Migration will be able to catch Alpha. And once again at Team Vamos, choosing their fights. Even Aizen sees some low health bars, he can't risk it. Gonna have to be careful on here. He should be able to just cable on through. Could be in trouble though. This break being thrown out. Aizen still 1 HP. Oh, Natko will pick him up with a yo-yo blitz. E7 falling apart here on the top lane. Even further, Rise Crim taking a couple punches from Zorn. Tanky enough to survive this, though. They still have the Flying Clouds plus this tier 2 turret. But it's just Team Vamos taking what they can until this Lord comes up. Rise Crim will go ahead and spawn out Zorn, and that's just going to be it.
E7 needs to take care of themselves now. I mean, it's not impossible for them to mount the comeback. If there's any lineup that can actually mount it, this is the lineup that should have it. It's Sicilian and the Nathan. Only problem is that they are focusing so much on magic damage. That's why Oracles have been picked up by Team Vamos. Eventually, Radiant Armors will be a problem. There is an argument that can be made, though, for this Nathan, because Nathan can actually one-shot people even through Radiant Armor, especially when he picks his target correctly. For example, if he focuses on Clockun as well as maybe Natko, that could be good. But it will take so much farm to get there. And that's also true with the Sicilian. I would feel like E7, if they just relax a bit, look for their crucial pieces, not make extra plays like this, they could have a way for this game to last.
Oh, man. I don't know if that's going to happen here. Wolf, Aizen going down there. Lord secured. They're going to continue the onslaught up here. Just going for more. You know, this is the thing, man. Team Vamos takes what they want. They've been doing that the whole series.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of feels like Team Vamos are just styling on E7 right now with this composition. No traditional marksman, and coupled with a fighter jungler. Team Vamos are showing us how it's done, the new meta that we have. I'm not sure if this is going to be a trend. Maybe if we get to see more of this in great success in the upper bracket matches that we'll have later on, maybe we can say that, yeah, no traditional marksman kind of comps will be good, but we'll see.
Still working for it. Rise Crim's going to pop that Revitalize, but he's just going to be knocked into the air again. Last Insanity to help cover some of the grounds. Aizen might join this fight or just clear out the waves, but the shield's going to be popped already. And Team Vamos walking in with this Lord. We'll continue more. A jump in from Error 404 gets the Purify out from Speedy. They'll just clear out the Lord the best they can, trying to mistain a hope at Zorn. He'll jump in, a fist break, fist crack combo, forcing the fight anyway. He's still going to be alive a little bit longer, but finally Nanos will take him out, picking up a Divine Glaive that's going to help the damage on the Sicilian as they defend. Aizen now part of the fight. Natko up on the front side, Siska as well. He jumps on back with that Bravest Fighter. Aizen still on the hunt, but he's just going to clear things out. They maintain their base turrets.
Yeah, Speedy, and I guarantee 0 and 3 for this Nathan. There's great defense coming up from E7 because of the Sicilian. And then if you think about it, eventually this Fanny will have a way to split push. But we are not seeing that happen from E7. They are not fighting on their own terms. That's why Team Vamos at 12 minutes in has 7,000 gold lead, and they're not scared to really pummel down into E7. Right now, they're positioning themselves onto the jungle of E7, taking away resources that would have been there for the Fanny. That's why the Fanny cannot go very far, even across their own side of the river. They cannot do that because there's no purple buff available for the Fanny.
Oh, let's see what they can do. I mean, even without a purple buff, they have pretty good defense. This lineup allows them to clear things out. Ooh, Arrow 404 out of the picture so quickly. Siska now too on the retreat. Might be able to go ahead and pick up a kill. Gets a Revitalize out on Rise Crim. Whoa, Rise Crim. It feels like E7 is feeling a power spike here, man. They might be confident enough in their defense that they can just kind of hold on until the stacks are built up. And, you know, even Speedy to come online here. Are they getting close with the items?
They are getting close is, I would say yes, but they're still very far. There's still a lot of ways to go about it because, and I'm only saying that because there is a Lord that's happening right now. If E7 can last another Lord cycle, this could be a doable game for them.
Good play there, Traction Pulse, but there's the stun. Nanos trying to get away, even with a flicker. Won't be able to, gets targeted and locked down. Aizen has to get out of dodge. Alpha is going to be next. Immortality is going to be popped, and Zorn and Error will focus on Rise Crim. Here comes Aizen, though. Can he turn the tide of his fight? Rise Crim still left to his whims. He's going to rely on Speedy and the rest of the team, but he's tanky enough. No, Aizen coming back towards us. He's on the hunt. Can he chase down Claw Kun? Claw Kun going to be fine, though.
No energy.
No energy. Aizen trying to get away. Error 404, part of this now, too. So low. Traction Pulse won't be able to connect. He has one more cable to get out. He can't. A huge catch from Error 404 on the Spatial Migration Requiem.
Yeah.
And now, are they going to start up this Lord here? But E7 is back
they should.
With their 4 members. Can they stall this out and delay it, or do they just let it go?
You just have to let it go. They don't have the retribution, and I would have... Aizen, he tried to go for Clocken, but he ran out of energy eventually. Of course, Clocken also outplayed him. He tried to get out, and it was looking very promising for Aizen without the purple buff because of his timing with the cables. It's as if he was trying to outwit Error 404, but he just didn't have enough energy to eventually get out. He was eventually caught by Error 404, and that's a kill and another Lord for Team Vamos. E7 needs to mount this defense. Like I said, if they can still keep their base intact after this, this is a winnable game for them, but it will be a very difficult defense for them.
Let's see if they can mount it, Wolf. They're going to have to do that some way, somehow. Rise Crim already at half health after a couple shots. They're going to clear out this Lord really quickly, though. So unless Team Vamos decides to force a fight, this clear speed, this defense lineup that E7 has will be able to clear out these waves. They're still focusing on this mid lane. A Last Insanity is going to be used as well, just to clear out that mid wave, to keep that mid turret up. And this is what I was saying, man. You know, E7's lineup, that's that high ground defense lineup, clearing out these waves, buying time, getting stacks, and keeping them into this game, hoping to get to, I would say, potentially maybe that 20-minute mark where they can maybe find themselves contesting that Lord to come up here, this next one. And if somehow, some way they get themselves that Lord, they might be able to flip this game over. Again, they have so much grounds to cover with only 2 turrets down.
They still have the X-Borg as well as Sicilian. Great defense from E7. The later this game goes, the bigger their chance is on actually securing a comeback. And the later the game goes, Team Vamos composition kind of peters out. You can see that happening already when it comes to the way that they're pushing, because it's very difficult for them to actually push a turret. Just, I think their only way for them to actually end this game is to wipe out the members of E7, because as long as the X-Borg as well as the Sicilian is left standing, Team Vamos will find it so difficult to siege E7. So at this point, again, 16-minute mark, we are slowly getting into that point where there is a power spike for E7. Ice Queen 1 for Alpha, that's where you know that he is having a good time, because normally you won't get to this spot as the export, but yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense. It's a traditional build. It's not the first time that the Ice Queen 1 was actually picked up by an export.
Yeah, at this point too, you know, you see them just kind of basically powering up as a team here, recalling. Because again, there's not much E7 can do aside, you know, continue stack up, clear the waves, potentially wait for the Lord. I'm actually curious if they want to contest it or if they just rather defend, because their lineup actually allows them to have a pretty good time defending, you know, into this base if they want to. Whereas if they decide to go and contest Lord, they put themselves in a little bit of a unfavorable position, right? Even though they have some of these over mortalities now, some more of the defensive items, they're just better off with this lineup defending in the base, having their backs against the wall instead of potentially getting cut off from each other.
It's going to be the Lord take. It seems like E7 are not even interested into peeking, not even a peep onto this Lord. They just stayed in their base, and I think that's a smart decision to do. And right now, just have to look at the items. Sicilian is almost locked item. Oh no, sorry, it's just 9.6k gold. It's actually so far away. I think the fact that they have been corralled into their base for a long time, that meant that this Sicilian will not have enough items for him to be a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Just this item set for the Sicilian is not gonna be enough for Speedy though. Full build onto this Nathan. It's gonna be a glass cannon kind of Nathan. The way that he actually itemized this, so he has to be careful a little bit. But he does have the Purify and the ultimate, the Entropy, so he's got his tools. But Yeah, it just has to be careful not to be caught by Team Vamos.
This is also a bit of a beefier lore now that's evolved, making its way up top, so they'll just clear things out. Rise Crim taking quite a bit of damage off that curtain call here from Natgo, but they'll be back up by the time they get ready to actually push into the base. Oh, Zorn jumping in on Speedy. Speedy actually still going to be okay, though, too. Zorn's the one that falls, so still holding on. They'll clear out the Lord, and without Zorn and Ziska low, it looks like they want to go on the retreat. Team Vamos can't end the game here at nearly the 20-minute mark, even with an involved Lord.
Yeah. That was a nice attempt coming up from Zorn. I understand why he went for it, but he didn't get the wall up. That's why Speedy was able to get out of the zone. Well, Speedy had to purify anyway, so he's going to get out it no matter what happens. But the idea is you pop the Winter Crown with your ultimate so that you will not be attacked or countered by E7. Looked to be a promising jump, but Team Vamos are now feeling the weight of this non-marksman kind of lineup. And they are suffering from that as they cannot end the game just yet. I'm not saying that they are automatically losing here. I still feel like they have their ways to do it, but it's going to be harder and harder by the minute for Team Vamos.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they can keep trying here. And, you know, you see that with Arrow 404, potentially just trying to get, you know, even if it's the immortality or some of that Fragile armor down, they kind of have to chip away at E7 now. And that's a little more difficult for them. Rise Crim is going to deal with this setup from Zorn. Aizen's going to join. Oh, a good wall, though, this time. Aizen, he gets the flicker out of Clockcoon, but Rise Crim's going to be the one to fall. And now Aizen in trouble, too. That was a big mistake to fight there with the waves pushing in up top and mid. And down 2 members, E7. But they still have great clear. They should be okay. Even with Alpha on this X board, he can clear these out. Lord is up. I'm not sure if Team Vamos actually wants to decide to go for it, if they're just going to push in. Alpha takes the brunt of the damage. He's still got the immortality. He's going to be thrown up in the air. Natgo find his own as well. They're going to force the fight here on the bottom side of the base. Zorn will pop the winner crown. They're just trying to go for the win, go for the sweep. Siska's locking the base, but the waves are being cleared way too fast. And now Arrow 404, his immortality is going to be popped, and he jumps on out. And they try to get what they possibly could. They at least get a base turret, and they make their way for the Lord.
Oh, what a costly mistake coming out from Aizen as well as Rice Cream. I feel like it has been a long time since he's not gotten his purple buff. That's why I felt like, okay, maybe I can take this one. Unfortunately, he will be picked off, and they will lose a turret because of that.
But they can contest this too.
Game losing, though. Yeah. Could be the Lord now.
Oh, look what's happening here, Wolf. It's the same thing. Don't tell me Aizen's going to get trapped once again.
No way.
Up on that top side, they're going to go for the chase. It's them. The conceal was used. Oh, they didn't land any of the crowd control they were looking for. But Arrow 404 will jump on in. And it's Arrow 404 that made the error. They went for a play, and they got punished by E7.
Oh, my God.
And now the chance of taking a Lord are gone for Team Vamos unless they just go ahead and stall this out. A big misplay there.
Big misplay. They got outplayed by Aizen. This time able to get his purple buff. But the timing was just bad for Team Vamos. They couldn't land the stuns that they needed. They had plenty of crowd control, but it was far too late when they got it. Alpha will lose his Viraga armor just from the pokes coming up from Clockun. Team Vamos are still feeling like they are very strong at this moment. Zorn in no man's land.
Oh, Zorn! He gets cutthroat. Immortality's going to be popped too. The bad impacts are so massive here at this point, but it's Rise Crim that goes down. Natgo joining the fight. Alpha is quite low. No Froggle armor, but it should be back up. But they'll just finally say, you know what, guys? Let's just get the Lord here. Arrow 404 is going to be back up in a second. Let's start it up and secure this win. I feel like they've been throwing a whole lot at E7, and like you said, I think, Wolf, this is just a mere fact that, again, when you don't have that traditional marksman, you know, you kind of put in this situation here. So they'll go ahead and zone out Alpha so they can secure themselves this Lord. He pops the last Insanity. Aizen's going to join this fight. I'm not sure if they're going to continue to put pressure here. So Lord will be secured 23 minutes into this game, at 23 and a half. And they'll get ready to march into this base. Taking the last one. Zorn could be in trouble. He's going to get chased down a little bit here, though. Last Insanity could be used, too. He's still alive somehow, some way. Zorn is alive. And it's Alpha that dies instead. So without Alpho, this is a pretty tough task to defend against this beefed up Lord with a full force from Team Vamos.
That's Alpha. That's the last insanity. That's the X-Borg. The defense from
massive.
E7.
They're going to go for it, already forcing the fight anyway. They know the Lord's on their side. They're going to be able to pick up a couple kills, and Team Vamos, that's going to be it. It took them a little bit longer, but they'll be sending E7 home as they sweep the series.
Team Vamos almost let that game slip from